What the fuck is up, guys? You know what it is. It's the motherfucking MOSHCAST. MOSHCAST. Hey. You know who I am? It's Almighty Sai. This is my co-host. Introduce yourself.
I'm Bex. We're Radellaez. But many people don't know how to pronounce that. I actually just recently realized that. I was talking to a few friends, and a lot of them are like, yeah, we don't even know how to pronounce it.
Right. Your name that I've created for you.
Bex.
With 2 X's.
Yeah.
Because even on my phone, whenever I have your AirPods on, it'll go, from Bex.
It does it with 2 X's.
Yeah, with Bex XX or Bex.
Sometimes I forget that my real name is Rebecca. And so I'll be like at the bar with my friends or something. They'll be like, yeah, hey, Rebecca. And I'm like, it doesn't seem right anymore.
Right.
You know, and like your whole family and everyone that you know calls me Bex.
That's how I do it. I make shit happen. Anyway, guys, this is MOSHCAST, episode 13.
Damn, 13 already.
I think.
That's a
11, 12,
number.
13, episode 13. You're on the 13th episode, and tomorrow is Thursday.
Thursday the 11th.
Is it Thursday? No, tomorrow will be Friday. And this is the 13th episode.
Oh, wow.
What's up? Not a lot of well, as you can see, we're at my new place still. You know, everything's good on this side. I'm going to turn myself up a little bit because I feel like I can't hear this myself. Anyway, there it is. We're at my new place, and everything's good. Just a lot of changes are happening with the podcast itself, and you're seeing a lot of new faces. Last week you saw Eric. Today you're seeing Bex, or AKA
Radellaez. Yeah.
Because you're about to make a new album.
I am, actually.
Was it it's your first album?
Actually, no. It's not my first album. My first album I made during quarantine in the span of like 2 weeks. Right. During my whole quarantine. And it's absolute garbage.
Is it on SoundCloud?
It is on SoundCloud.
Nice.
And it's literal garbage. I literally only made that album when I was blacked out.
Right.
I made obviously not the conscious decision because I was blacked out, but like beforehand I was like, I want to make an album solely with me on different types of drugs or alcohol or whatever. So each individual song is something else. Yeah. I don't want to say it all because you have some good support over here. Right. I no longer do that stuff anymore. This whole new album is completely sober. Right. But that old album is like 4 or 5 songs. I've sent you some songs off of that album.
Oh, right.
But this new album is 12 tracks.
Boom.
Yes, 1 track for every month of 2020.
Hell yeah.
I actually have 2 more. No?
You have 1 more song.
I have 1 more song, and then it'll be done. Dunzos.
Sorry that I cough at this podcast. The humidity has really fucked with me, and my allergies are kicking my ass. So I don't have COVID. I just have allergies, guys. So suck them. But yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm. You're going to be done. You said that you're going to get done by July.
And I set the bar for the end of June.
The end of June. And it is pretty close to.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the middle of June, right? We're in the middle of
June. It's the 10th.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. I am having such a hard time with the months June and July for some reason this year.
They're just the best months, in my opinion. So it's a little, I don't want them to end, but I'm really hoping I get it done by the end of June. If it goes anything like one of my tracks, then I'm going to have to redo it like 4 times in 2 months. Hopefully not. Yeah. It's the last track of the album, so it's definitely a big one for me. And
so my whole question that I had about that is that like how do you? So whenever I make music, I mean this is not everybody, but whenever I make music, I go off of what I write lyrically with the beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does one go? How does one try to make a song that doesn't have lyrics and go off of? Do you go off of one thing and then start and then just go off of that, or do you?
Literally, exactly. Yeah.
How?
So I'll usually start and like I'll come up with like a bass line. It's
Yeah.
usually a bass or a percussion line.
Okay.
And so I'll start off with that, and then I literally just keep making noise until I like
So you
it.
just go like up the ladder. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I got my drums. Okay, then I got my piano.
And that's exactly how like my music goes. If you hear in the beginning of every song, it's literally starts off
Yeah.
with one beat, and then it goes based off of that.
Nice.
And I don't like the repetition of that. I don't like how I do that. But you know, as I go along with my producing and everything,
Right.
it'll get better. But until then, that is exactly what I do. Is it just builds up to a ladder.
Right. Right.
Um,
Nice.
But sometimes, you know, I'll just make like a solid beat,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Oh, okay.
But I won't go based off of anything else.
Right.
Like that.
Right. Because I have a few songs that are like pretty badass that you made, and I actually use one for an upcoming project that we're doing. That'll be 2 weeks in advance. There's a hint for you, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually like there are some songs that you've made that are like super like how can you? I wouldn't say intelligent. It was just like they're like super
Big brain
move. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is. Like, there's just a lot of stuff in that song that I'm like, oh shit! Like it goes so well with everything, and I wanted to know like how that shit works. You know, because like some 808s don't go with piano, and some piano doesn't go with synth. You know,
Yeah.
and like all of that has to go together for that song to make sense, you know?
Yeah. It's all literally just an algorithm is what I've learned.
Yeah.
You know, just whatever is pleasing to the ear. If I pick a certain key and if I stick to that key in a certain tempo, whatever really comes with it.
Right.
It doesn't really matter what it is. Monkeys will listen to what monkeys will listen to. Not calling my
She called
listeners
y'all motherfucking-
monkeys.
She called
I'm
everybody
just saying-
chimpanzees.
No. I'm just saying that there is a math to it. There's a certain thing that goes with it. And I have a friend who you know him. I don't know if I can name drop here.
We can name drop, but just don't name drop their last name or where they live.
Briley.
He lives in. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
No, I know Briley.
Yeah,
And
Briley.
He might come on the podcast. I need to get him on. He doesn't have a transportation.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. But Briley is actually the one that had taught me about like algorithms and stuff like that for music. And so it just really fascinated me. He never, you know, fully went into detail, but he was always like, there's an algorithm to it. And then I also knew this other kid, crazy guy, but he was a genius with music. And he always said the same thing, is that it's all just key.
Right.
And it's literally just whatever goes with that.
Yeah.
And so like, it's always been in the back of my head, and I was like, well, let's try it out, you know?
Right.
And so that's why, like, my first album was just a bunch of noise. But this album, you know, I actually tried.
Right.
I actually put shit together.
What was you said that album was last year, right?
I made that album, like, specifically in April. And April was
Yeah, because you did it in quarantine.
Yeah.
Right.
The first quarantine.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go way back. When did you start doing music? When did you start saying, okay, this is the type of shit I want to do?
Well, if we're going to get technical about it, it's probably the 6th grade, whenever I had to choose whether I wanted to be in band or choir.
Okay.
Oh, well, no, even before then. I've always been in choir and like in church.
Right.
And everything. And
so you knew like you were an art, you just a musical artist, you just didn't know.
Yeah.
What
I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. And like whenever I was little, like little, I would always tell my mom, I was like, I'm going to be on the radio one day.
Mexican radio? Or, well, it's not real radio. I don't know what you would call that from System of a Down. You know, hey man, look at me rocking now, and I'm on the radio.
I don't.
But it isn't. We don't have to talk about it on here. We don't have to talk about our differences on here.
Really? I feel like that's a big part of the podcast, though.
Okay, well, give me your reasons on why you don't like System of a Down then.
Personal reasons.
Yeah.
But anyways, as I was saying,
Yeah.
I've always been in like church choir, and then my family has always been really musically artistic.
Right.
So like my grandfather would like teach me certain songs on the piano so that I could do them while he does his little solo in church.
Right.
And so like
because he looks like he would do solos in church.
No, yeah, he does.
Like, everybody be quiet.
So he'd do that, and then I kept doing that, and then I was in church choir all the way until like freshman year of high school, and so I do that, and then in the 6th grade I was like, they were like, okay, you can either be your band and choir, and I was like, well, choir is like blah. I mean, at the moment, it was a lot for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm already doing choir recreationally, so let's do band. First, I tried that with the trombone. I can do a little bit on the trombone. It's not too bad. And then I really picked bassoon and baritone.
Right.
And so I did that all the way through school.
Whenever.
Yeah.
But, like, when did you decide that the music that you make, when did you decide the music that you were going to make today was what you were going to do? Is even the music you are making today even what you want to do in the future?
Well, the first part of that question is probably whenever I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
I remember specifically I made one song and I showed it to a friend.
Yeah.
Your first music is always like not the best. And she was like, if you keep practicing it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Never practice it again. I didn't have the means. I didn't have the time or anything.
Right.
So I kind of put it on hold, but I always knew that it was something I wanted to do. Electronical music more is something for me. And then the music that I'm making now is definitely a start. It's a big step forward into what I'm trying to do.
Nice.
And what I'm trying to do is a lot more, I hate saying it, but it's just what it's classified as is like a lo-fi type shit.
Yeah, like a but I've heard your shit. It's very. There's not a genre. I feel like there's not a genre to it.
Yeah, most definitely. It's not just like one genre. It's multiple.
I keep on seeing shit. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just bugging me out too. But more like instrumental lo-fi, I guess. Just something that resonates. Whenever you hear a song and you're like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you can literally feel it. That's just what I want to be.
Right. Do you think you'll ever put like vocals and stuff? There are some songs that you do put vocals in. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is, are you going to try to get a live vocal?
I would love to. I've been thinking about it a lot.
Like with one of your friends or...
Yeah. And I have a bunch of talented friends. I'd love to get samples of beats. I'd love to get samples of songs from them. I'd love to make like a whole album out of different samples of my friends' music.
Right.
And make it into my own, but I don't know if anyone would even let me do that. I don't know.
Oh, I feel like they would. It would just be the time and effort to do it,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are just like stuck in their own lives, and whenever they do something quote unquote for free, that it's only due for their time, It's only due whenever they're free and stuff, and you know how I am about all that shit. Like it pisses me off when you have a friend that's trying to grow and like you're literally doing nothing, and they're like, "Hey, can you help?" And they're like, "Yeah, but."
Some people need just time to recharge though, and I understand that, but what I'm talking about is like taking pieces from their Spotify songs.
Oh, so you're talking about like loop? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sampling their already done music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I'm like, I don't know if many people would let me do that.
Well, you just call it a remix.
Yeah, and I definitely want to get permission from everyone first.
Right,
then,
right. That would be cool for like, I don't know, Young Raimi.
Yeah.
Or like
Briley or
Slumville.
Yeah, or Melon. I have a friend named Melon who's a good artist.
Chroma Leaf.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of
I will say this: you could do my stuff.
Oh, thank you.
That'd be cool.
Well, I'm glad we have that on video.
I don't know if you'd be able to be. I don't know if you'd be able to.
I could probably get a piece.
I'm too like como se dice, like great.
I could probably get a piece.
I'm too technical with my music. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's all just an algorithm, bro.
It's just like algorithm and then like conspiracy and like
algorithm meets spooky.
It's like algorithm meets something greater than Eminem, but like also, you know. But that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I do want to apologize on this podcast. 2 episodes ago, me and LJ were talking about our lists for the top 10, and LJ had mistaken I think a song or an album by the name of Broken, and he said it was bruised. I'm sorry. LJ said that there was a song out there called Bruised, and it was actually Broken, and that song is by Blase Rose. It's Blase Rose Broken. It's not Blase Rose Bruised. And I want to apologize. She commented on one of my TikToks, and she put Broken. I just now, yesterday, figured out what she was talking about. And so I actually personally messaged her on Instagram and said I was sorry, and I would fix it on mine. I don't know if she's read it or not. I haven't looked, but I said I was apologizing. I fixed it. So if you're looking for a female rapper that's really good, look up Blase Rose. The song is called Broken. Bada bing, bada boom. I just wanted to apologize for that for a second. I'm gonna step outside. I'm gonna step real quick. I gotta get something I forgot.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, the things have been going on. Great things recently. I don't know. I joined a podcast. I went to the lake yesterday.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Very nice. Let me look up someone to shout out for a second. Since we were already talking about her, let's shout out young Raimi, like always.
I love her.
Oh, she changed her stuff. Wait, hold on. She has another. No, it's just only 2. Okay. No, go back. I've shouted out young Raimi before. Might as well do it again. Right? Because fuck it. So here it is. We're gonna play Drip by young Raimi, I think. It's on her playlist, so here you go.
Some new 6007 shit, bitch. Yo, what up, bro? I ain't changing for no hoe. Crack a fucking seal. Pour a muddy foe. 6007 GYC, we at your door. Riding through the A with all of my rolls. Will we buy forever? Only Lord knows. Fucking hoes, slamming, caddy doors. Ice around my neck. I'm feeling froze. In breaking shit while the wave grows. Drip, 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 drip.
Yeah, Raimi coming in with the terror shit. Rappers like a data, yeah, and I'm killing them. Got the Ashley Williams side out when I walk in, but the chainsaw. Let me slow it in. I'm on my flow shit.
There she is, the one and only young Raimi.
She's actually really good. I've seen their group live whenever, because there was a group of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I miss that. I miss them.
Yeah, I miss them.
Yeah.
Where are they at? Where do they perform at?
Now I don't think she performs anymore.
Oh no.
No, but It was like we used to have a bunch of shows in Amarillo, like way before COVID hit and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think she performed at that one. I mean, they used to do their own little shows at like well, in Amarillo. There's like a few bars and stuff.
Oh, right.
But there's a bunch of places that people go. Like now they have. I don't know if you've shouted him out, but Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli.
He just did a show last
Yeah.
night, or the other night, at one of those locations.
He hates me. I hit him up. He said that he'd keep me informed. Guess he doesn't care about me. I want to kill
He's doing
myself.
shows right now, so he's kind of busy.
I'm gonna kill myself.
He's kind of busy. He's doing shows.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Well, anyways,
you go on.
I didn't have anything else to say on that one.
Sorry, I'm trying to loosen up my throat.
So do you think that with the shows coming out again that you would possibly do a show?
Yeah, definitely. I've hit up a couple locations. You know, will they hit me back up? I don't know. I just feel like in this world today, it's very hard for a person like me to go into doing something like that. But who knows? I don't know. I would like to. If anybody listens that owns a club or a bar or something that's down for me to perform my music, that would be awesome, you know?
One time Karma produced a show
Yeah.
for the band Strawberry Girls.
Where was it at?
Amarillo.
But like where?
I think it was at the Music Box
Oh, yeah.
or Tease.
How much is it to, like, buy out, like,
I don't know.
like time to do that?
You are asking the wrong person.
You're supposed to be, I was like, I told her I wanted her to be my manager, and she's still
I told you, make me an email.
Slacking.
I told you if you made me an email, I would do the rest. And
Slacking.
you still have yet to make the email.
I have tons of emails. You can use my email. You can use...
You said you wanted a specific one.
No, we did make that one.
No, we did not.
MOSHCAST is it?
You never told me there was any.
There's an email. There's an email out there.
It must have been your other manager.
If you have any questions, or if you have questions that you want answers to, or if you want me to tell a story, just go to moshcastum@gmail.com.
If you want life advice?
Life advice. If you want animal advice.
No.
If you want
Love
drug advice. Oh.
Same thing.
Yeah, love is a drug, but also drugs you can love. If you have those, you can come for advice. I've done a few. Bex, have you done some?
What?
Drugs?
Have I done drugs?
Yeah.
Really can't say
You don't
I
look
have.
like you do drugs. You look like you're
straight edge.
straight edge. You look like you just got out of church camp.
Actually, last week.
So, just it's called moshcastum@gmail.com. You can go on there and you can just tell us whatever the fuck you want, and we can shout you out and answer your questions, or tell your story, or whatever the fuck, I did want to shout out somebody, first ever artist, not musical artist, but our first ever artist. I wanted to shout her out. Let me get her Instagram out, because I want to tell people about her Instagram.
Make sure it's her art one, not her Finsta.
Yeah. Okay. All right. She's been my best friend for a long time, since we were in high school. She went to college for art, and I got pieces from her the other day. This is an art series. It's called, let's see. Hold on. I'm slipping. I don't think her art series is on here. I think it's on my paintings. Anyway, she did an art series and got it into a gallery, right?
I think so, yeah.
And
she just got those prints back.
Yeah, and she got those prints back, and I finally got them from her, which I need to...
Yeah.
But her Instagram is frog.stop, FROG.STOP. She's a phenomenal artist. She does paintings,
Sculpting.
murals. She's done humongous fucking murals.
City has like commissioned her
Yeah,
for
the
it.
cities that she's done these at have commissioned her greatly. They're on walls that you can see on the fucking highway. But here are a few pieces from her. I'm just gonna pull them out. Yeah, that's the way. This one right here. Hopefully you could see it. I don't know if you're gonna see it in detail on the camera, but I just wanted to show it to y'all. That's one that I got. I got two more. Right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And these are all prints. She made these prints. Handmade. So these ain't like copied. These are fucking originals. And last but not least, bada bing. So, and they have names. The Courage to Heal. And I think the snake one was Protection of Purity. And the flower one with the rosary was Memorial. And I think it was a series and stuff. If you want some art for your house, if you're looking for if you're one of those art whores on Instagram that loves just looking at art, because I'm that person. I'm an art slut. Whenever we go on Instagram, I love looking at art. I love following artists. So if you're one of those people, look her up and give her a follow. She'll do almost anything. If you ask her to do something and you're willing to pay and willing to be patient with her, she'll fucking do what you want.
She also did that piece back there. I don't know if it's visible on the camera.
Oh yeah, the flower one. Probably you could probably see in the very, very back, but on that wall, if you can see, there's flowers. She did that one. I have a lot of flower stuff from her. But again, her Instagram is frog.stop, frog.stop. And give her a fucking like. And, give her some fucking love on her pictures and shit. Give her some love. Give her a follow. And, that's not scary.
What was that?
That was
a plant.
Ghosts.
No.
Yeah. Ghosts.
13th episode?
Yeah. I'm telling you. Thursday the 13th. No, it was the keys. One of the key things fell down from the thing. So yeah, there's her. First ever artist on the podcast. I wanted to shout her out.
Milestones being made.
Oh yes, there is another thing that I want to talk about. Unfortunately today. So we need to sit back. I need you to pay attention a little bit.
Me or them?
Both. Because I don't think, you do know what's about what happened yesterday. So, if I meet you as a person and you are involved in my life somehow, or just end up being in my life for a while, and you do no harm to me and my family, then I consider you as a best friend, I don't even think I have friends. I have acquaintances, I have best friends, and then I have family.
Yeah.
You, Eric, Derek, Dakota, family. Best friends, Orlito, Monkey, they're family. You know. Alex, family. Eva, Zay, family. Best friends, anyone else. Even on like Facebook, and if you are on my Braxton Upton Facebook, you'll understand why people fucking hate me. But anyway, yesterday, I found out some terrible news about one of my best friends. He committed suicide, and on this podcast, we talk about suicide, and we talk about depression a lot, and mental illness. We are, what are they called? Advocates for suicide prevention.
Yeah.
We talk about suicide awareness, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
a lot on this podcast. You know, I don't know the full story of his. I don't know his full story on what happened, and we will never know his full story on what happened. But the time that I knew him, as a person, he was nice to me. You know, and I will always remember that. You know, I would do my route, and I would turn around, and he would be in his garage or his truck or whatever, and he would always give me like expensive shots of tequila, like super expensive shots of tequila, and I knew that they were like expensive because like I worked at the liquor store that he would buy it from, you know, because I was working those two jobs. I was working in the liquor store and the newspaper, and that's how I kind of met him, was from the liquor store. And, you know, he would always give me, and then he would always talk about how I looked like his fucking uncle that was in prison. He would tell me that I looked like his uncle, which was always fun. He was a nice guy, you know. I don't know his life. I don't know his story. I don't know his family. I just know him, you know. And that was kind of like the not the irony, but I feel like that's the best way to know somebody. Don't know their past. Don't know who they are as a person. And if they're good to you, then they're a good human being, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Caps was. And, you know, it was crazy because Leeds fucking calls me and tells me that stuff. And he was like, dude, I saw him yesterday. And he comes into the store and he tells me to my face, like, everything's looking normal. Everything feels like it's going back to normal. And then he fucking...
Did that?
Yeah, commit suicide. And I say all this to tell his story. I say all this to tell my side of his story because, like, he will always be remembered. I will always pass by his house and always think about him.
Yeah.
24, like, all the time. It's an everyday thing now. I will always pass his house and be like, that's what he used to do, and now he's gone, and I will never have that ever again. Because there was, remember, he went to rehab, and there was a few times where we were like, where the fuck is Caps at? And we would be joking about, like, you know, man, I hope he's doing good, and, you know, whatever. And then it was crazy because we were just talking about him at that restaurant.
Yeah.
And then he pops out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, and he looked like he was doing
Yeah.
really
And I was
good.
like, what the fuck, Caps? Like, where you been? And he goes, man, it's been a crazy fucking few months. And I was like, dude, like, I bet. And I was like, you know, I'll talk to you whenever I see you outside and shit. And that was the last time I talked to him.
Again, yeah.
That was the last time I talked to him.
It really shows that you need to check on everybody.
Yeah.
You need to check on the people that just got out of a facility. Even if they say they're doing better, you need to check on your friends that are always laughing and smiling. You need to check on, literally, if you love them, you should text them every now and again. Just let them know that you do love them.
Right, right. And if you are a person that watches the podcast, all two of you, if you're one of those people that are dealing with depression or dealing with suicidal thoughts or, you know, any type of mental disorder like anxiety, schizophrenia, you know, bipolar disorder, that stuff can weigh so much shit on your body that you can go to those depths, you know. Mm-hmm. If you are one of those people that deal with that, yes, talking to friends is always good. Talking to people that you love is good. But if you personally don't feel like that is going to help you, you need to get help. You need to get professional help. And I'm not saying go to the hospital. They're going to put you on a whole bunch of drugs. I'm saying you need to go to therapy.
Your friends and family are not therapy. They cannot give you the actual tools that you need, but they can be there to vent.
Yeah.
But if you need those coping mechanisms, if you need that, it is more beneficial to go to therapy.
Example, you know, I'm upset. I go to my mom. I talk to my mom. I'm not upset anymore. I'm upset. I talk to my mom, and I still want to feel like I still feel like I'm gonna fucking die, or I want to die. That's something to look at. Venting is different than just talking out your feelings and still wanting to commit those things that you want to do, like self-harm and overdosing. And you still want to do that stuff after you talk to your friends about things, then you need to get professional help. I didn't know that I had chronic anxiety until I went to a doctor. I was dealing with my own shit. I would talk to my family. It would still make me, I still felt like shit until I went to the hospital and they diagnosed me with what I had. And that's what helped me. That diagnosis helped me deal with my life after that.
And, you know, like a lot of people on like TikTok and stuff, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, will tell you certain symptoms of a disorder, and it makes you believe that you have it.
Yes, 100%.
Self-diagnosing can be just as harmful as not diagnosing at all. And you can think for the longest time that you have one thing and you don't.
Right,
Like for
right.
me, I was finally diagnosed by a doctor with literal OCD and BPD.
Right, right.
Before then, I just self-diagnosed with bipolar.
Right.
And the shit that was going on wasn't correct for me.
Yeah.
Everything I was doing was wrong. And I didn't know how to handle it, and it just got like overwhelming until finally I got an actual diagnosis.
Right,
Which
right.
I had to admit I needed help, and I didn't have health insurance at the time.
Yeah.
I still owe. I had to go to an inpatient facility. I owe like $15,000, but I did that as if it was worth it because I'm here today.
100%. Look, the government. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, and if the government's listening, I don't give a fuck. The government can go fuck itself so that you can survive. The government can go fuck itself for you to live. You go to the hospital. I didn't have health insurance whenever I figured out that I had. Now, did I have money? Yes, and I was able to pay for like my medication and stuff or whatever. But I didn't have health insurance, and if I needed something else, then I would have. The government can go fuck itself. Health insurance can go fuck itself. If you need to be examined, honestly, and it sucks because with a disorder like OCD and a disorder like anxiety and stuff like that, those are overlooked so hard to just being, oh, it's just ADHD, oh, it's just ADD.
Literally, yeah.
The smaller stuff, you know. I'm not saying that ADHD or an ADD is not a serious disorder, but whenever you're a child and they give you, let's say, Adderall.
Yeah, they just handed out prescriptions like that.
Yeah, they hand out Adderall to a person that has chronic anxiety. You're not helping the problem. You're just causing an addiction to a substance that you don't need to be on in the first place.
Yeah, I feel like it's all rigged
Yeah.
for that stuff, but yeah.
You know, my little sister, she's like, I don't like being around people sometimes. But also, she doesn't like to be around anybody. But also, she doesn't like, and it's like people can say that you have, TikTok can say that you have social anxiety. Mm-hmm. But if you have social anxiety, and then you have anxiety at night, and then you have anxiety in the morning, and then you have anxiety all fucking day, it's not just social anxiety.
Social anxiety, yeah.
And it turns into depression because now you're not hanging out with your friends, but also you still feel like shit. Mm-hmm. And the self-diagnosing thing is so fucked up. And TikTok is so fucked up for romanticizing that stuff, romanticizing depression,
romanticizing mental illness.
Mental illnesses where it's like, oh, it's cool because I'm like this. Dude, you're cool either way, bro.
And no one talks about the bad effects of mental illness like that. No one ever talks about that shit. It's all just romanticized. It's all just, I'm just going to stare out the window for the whole winter and just be sad. And it's not just that. It's you're not brushing your teeth for 3 weeks at a time. You're not taking showers. You are literally ruining friendships and relationships because of your inability to take care of yourself.
Right. And when it comes down to being an adult, when it comes down to being a person that has to explain themselves, like me, I fucked my teeth up. And I know it's from depression. Mm-hmm. I fucked my teeth up so fucking hard. And yes, sometimes I will say I am lazy. But the reason that they are where they're at right now is because my anxiety turned into depression. And I have to explain that to somebody, you know? Mm-hmm. Because a dentist is going to be like, dude, you fucked your teeth up so fucking bad. They're going to say, what the fuck? Do you not brush your teeth at all? I'm going to have to say no because I was depressed.
At least you take that accountability, though.
Right, but it's it's silly to say.
Yeah.
It's silly to tell a doctor, I don't brush my teeth because I'm depressed. You know, and Duncan, it's a guy that's on YouTube, kind of was talking about depression and kind of opened my eyes on how people can prevent, or not prevent, but how people can fight depression.
Yeah.
Depression is a let's pretend, I'm pretty sure nobody thinks of depression as a thing. It's an emotion. If you build the depression as a thing, as a being, like, I don't know, example, like a game, like a Mario game, and depression is Bowser, or like depression is, I don't know, Allah Abdul, what the fuck, whatever you want to call depression, that's your thing, right?
Depression is Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
and you are ISIS.
Yeah, depression is Osama bin Laden, and you are the CIA, and Bush is president still. No, but for real, depression is Osama bin Laden. You want to fight Osama bin Laden. You have to defeat Osama bin Laden. How are you going to do that? You're not going to do that by sitting on your ass. You're not going to do that being on your phone for 8 hours a day, and you're not going to do that taking drugs. You're not going to do that drinking alcohol. You're not going to do that self-medicating shit. You know?
Because then that's just going to make
It's going to make it worse. And Duncan said it right. Duncan said it. He was like, you need to make your depression a something so you can turn it into a nothing. You can defeat that thing. You can defeat it. And, you know, like I said, I don't know what, we're going to go back to Caps and shit. I don't know what his demons were. I wish that he would have told me his demons. Maybe I was 40 years younger than him. You know, I'm young compared to who Caps was. Even if I was 40 years younger than him, I wish he would have still told me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, like, I'm just going to be a fucking man right now and tell you my shit. And I don't feel like he told anybody his shit.
No, he had to pretend to be strong.
Yeah. And I feel like alcoholism was a big thing. I could say it openly. You know, I feel like nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. You know, nobody will ever find out who he is, but I feel like alcoholism was a big factor in his shit, and he went to rehab, and then he didn't find what he was looking for. He didn't find what it was, you know? And I feel like he just needed somebody to talk to about his shit. And guys, if it is the stupidest stuff, I don't care. I don't care. You need to talk to somebody.
Men especially.
Men, women, theys, thems, fucking talk to somebody.
Queens, kings.
Squirrels.
I watched a seminar a while back, and it was talking about vulnerability and how vulnerability connects to perfectionism.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't show your vulnerability. You have to be perfect around everybody. And it was talking especially how men can't be vulnerable. And it was talking, they did like a poll for the families of men, and they were like, would you like to see your husband, your son, your lover, your brother, would you like to see them get help?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like, they don't need help.
Yeah.
Families would rather see the men of the household die on their white horse than ask for help.
100%.
And it's very
100%.
sad. It's so sad to see that, because no one ever talks about that. Like, that happened with my grandfather too. He never talked about it. And he committed suicide because he had to be strong for the family.
Yep. I have grandma's brother, grandma's nephew, one of the two, New York. Still to this day, nobody knows what the fuck happened. He had a family. He had 3 kids. He seemed happy.
That's how it always goes with men, though.
Nobody can find him. He shot himself on the side of the road in the head, you know? And it's like, what can you do?
How many stories of people with families do you see? Women compared to men of, oh, we don't know what happened. They had a family, they had kids.
He was happy.
Yeah.
You know.
But with women, it's like, oh, she had a mental illness. Oh, something happened. And I'm
Oh
not dogging
God.
on the fact that women, you know, also have mental illness.
No,
but,
right.
But, like, I'm just coming to this realization now. I always hear, like, whenever, especially, you know, like, middle-aged men commit suicide or men with families, it's always like, oh, we don't know. He was so happy.
Yeah.
Did you ask? You saw he was drinking every night after work.
Right.
Like, you see that shit. Those are signs.
Well, it's just like going back to the story about the lady that passed away in my hometown. Nobody ever saw. Nobody ever said we saw it coming. Oh, I'm sorry. Nobody ever said we didn't see it coming. She was always happy. She was always this. She was always. From that instant that happened, everybody was like, yeah, she was dealing with depression.
Yeah.
She was dealing with this in her family. She was dealing with that and this. And it's like, now that you bring that up, it's like, oh, fuck, you're right. You know, how many, I thought this is what you were going to say. How many stories do we have to say or talk about? How many stories do we have to tell about suicide and stuff? Eric is calling. Eric, you're on podcast, dude. What's up, bro? Eric.
Hello?
Eric.
Hello?
Hey.
Eric.
Rex.
Oh, that's all right. We'll call you back. How many, let me turn this off too. There you go. How many stories are we going to have to tell about suicide until suicide becomes a serious deal? It's still playing in my ear. Well, I'll just text them. You know, how many stories do we have to tell until suicide is a big problem between male and female? You know, we tell all these stories like it's whatever, but how long? How much until we?
What suicide will be the last suicide?
Yeah, for real. Like, honestly, what suicide will be the last suicide? Sorry, guys. Eric is going to come over for my project. We don't have to talk about suicide anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like that's a big topic that we talk about on MOSHCAST, and then that happened, and I feel like it was time to touch on it again. Like I said, guys, if you need help, go get help or talk to somebody. We're always here. What's up? You're just checking on the. I like to pick up animals that are half dead. You know, just out of nowhere, just like randomly. I picked up a cat, and
here's the thing, though.
Doesn't look too good.
I don't know if it's half dead anymore.
No, that's fine.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. The cat is alive. Jesus Christ!
I was like, this is the most unlucky podcast.
No. Yeah, but yeah. Let's see what Eric say. Excuse me.
I want to talk about something real quick with mental illness, though.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier as reliability and accountability with mental illness.
Oh yeah. This morning.
Yeah.
We were talking about, or was that last night?
And this morning, just a little bit ago, with we were talking about Trisha Paytas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Trisha Paytas. Do you want to talk about that?
We don't have to.
We can talk about Ethan and Trisha on the podcast.
I was just because a lot of people have been really talking about Trisha Paytas a lot, and I guess she's been seen as a mental illness advocate as well.
Right.
Which guaranteed, yeah, she is. Maybe
she has mental illness.
Yeah, but I've never really liked Trisha all the way.
Right.
I've always been a little skeptical towards her.
Right.
Towards her, but whenever it gets to a point where she's having these episodes. Because I don't know if any of your people on the podcast even watch that, but like there's an episode of a podcast with Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein about it was called Frenemies, and they're talking about they're like onto the fucking topic about their finances, which is first of all never a good topic to have, especially on camera. And Trisha got mad about a 5% income, whatever.
Right.
And so she quit the podcast, completely quit it. And like the whole time she was just having this small little episode. Granted, it wasn't too big.
Right.
But you could tell she was having an episode. And Ethan was trying his very best
Yeah. But I also think that Ethan had enough.
Yeah. Guaranteed he did have enough, because something with mental illness, especially borderline personality disorder, which is what Trisha Paytas has, is it's our disorder individually. It is no one else's around. I'm saying us because I have it too. So for me, it is my disorder. Just like OCD is my disorder. I cannot project that onto anybody else. I cannot expect Braxton to have the same energy in cleaning or in my rituals that I do. I can't expect him to do that for me. I can't expect him to know exactly what's on my mind so I don't blow up.
Right.
I have to be in charge of that. And if I'm having episodes every week, every month, and then I just leave. Granted, I'm allowed to have my episodes.
Right.
Should I project them onto others? No. Like today I was having an episode and I told Braxton to just leave the room.
Right.
I was like, just
and
leave
I
the
did
room.
get upset a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
And that was my fault. I did get upset. That was my fault.
Well, I wasn't done with my episode. But either way, we don't have to apologize for something that's private on this. But anyways, if that happens, I need to leave.
Right.
I know what I need to do. Trisha Paytas is old enough. She's had her mental illness long enough that she should know her triggers. She should know what she needs to do for them instead of expecting everyone else to walk around her.
Right.
And the fact that she hasn't apologized for her outburst or anything is also, I feel, something that she should do.
Right.
I feel like if I were to, which I have before, like just now, I was apologizing.
Yeah.
If I have an outburst and because I'm not gonna lie, if I have an outburst, I want to purposely hurt someone's feelings, which is fucked up. It's bad. It's my mental illness. I take accountability for it. I should not do it. I'm working on it, and I apologize immediately after it happens.
Right. Right.
Like I said, it is something I have to work on. I just learned what my mental illness fully is. Not an excuse, but at the same time, I'm learning my copings.
We're all growing.
Yeah.
But Trisha, I feel like Trisha is not growing.
Yeah.
She's not growing up. She has enough power to not. And whenever she gets upset and she blames it on her mental disorder, she can just blame it on her mental disorder, and she thinks that everything's going to be okay. And like, I don't know Ethan. I don't know Trisha personally. I don't know them personally. But I feel like having Ethan on your side is a lot easier than having Ethan on your bad side.
Mm-hmm. And Trisha goes to therapy 3 times a week. She has 3 Zoom calls a week with her therapist. And the fact that she's not utilizing what they are giving her is what is upsetting.
Yeah. You shouldn't, for as long as Trisha has known that she's had this mental illness, you should not be stagnant in your growth from that. Like I said, I have chronic anxiety. I don't take medication anymore. I utilize what I have in my possession to help me through my anxiety. I have days where it's bad.
Yeah.
But I am growing and becoming better, and I'm thinking about going to therapy. I haven't had therapy, but I'm going to try to go to therapy because I think that is the next step to my growth.
Disclaimer, I would like to say some people can go without medication, some people cannot.
Yes, some people can and some people can't. I am on the shouldn't side. I don't like medication. There are disorders that you have to have medication for. Schizophrenia, bipolar, that kind of stuff. Yes, take medication for.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety, Xanax doesn't cure anything. Depression, antidepressants.
For some people,
I'm sorry, yeah. There are antidepressants. There are people that are depressed that need antidepressants. But they need to understand that antidepressants does not cure depression.
You go, girl boss. You gatekeep the fuck out of this medication.
I'm just saying, like, that's what hurts most people when they go on that medication. I felt like I needed Xanax, so I got on Xanax, right?
Yeah.
I got off of Xanax, and I still felt the same way. People that take these medications and the doctors don't tell them that after you take this medication, you're gonna be at square one again.
Yeah.
So I'm letting y'all know on the podcast that if you are on antidepressants or you're on some type of nervous. Anxiety is what? Nerve?
Benzos.
But like, what is it in the brain?
Oh, I don't know. Like,
If you're on some mood
there
stabilizer,
you go.
at the end, if you stop taking them, you're going to feel the same way you did when you started them.
Mm-hmm.
There is no cure. You need to help yourself. You need to figure out what your body needs. Anyway, sorry.
And that's why you don't self-diagnose.
That's why you don't self-diagnose. That's why you don't, because I had to start from. I had to flatten out my fucking life. No movies, no food, no greasy food, no caffeine, no cigarettes, no weed, blah blah blah, all that shit. And I had to start all that, and then I build myself back up. I've gotten to the point where I can have coffee, but I cannot have Monster energy drinks. Because if I have Monster energy drinks, I think the world's against me, and my tires go flat. So, but yeah, Trisha, I feel like just
you could do a little better, girl
yeah,
boss.
you could do a little better, okay? You could take this criticism, and you can move forward. You could do a lot better. Let's get there. Let's apologize. Let's get back on frenemies. Stop being a little.
No. Whatever you feel is best for you. Like, she's going to watch this.
You might. I'm going to post it on TikTok.
Trisha, if you see this, then I'm coming for you. I have Patton Oswalt banned. Well, he banned me. I have both members of Blood on the Dance Floor that have banned me. I have J
Alvarez.
Oka, the female rapper.
Oh yeah.
She has me banned.
Why?
I said her music was for women that kiss their boyfriends on the mouth and then go cheat on them.
Oh, she didn't like that.
I'm not afraid. I am banned from 16 chain restaurants too, so don't think.
Yeah, that one's true. I don't know about the whole Twitter ones because I don't have Twitter, but I know about those. I know about the chain restaurants. I'm upset. I'm going to shout out somebody that I have not shouted out yet. Do what?
Nothing.
What does it say?
I was just asking if I need to repaint my Spotify.
Oh, verify your email to keep using Spotify.
Oh, damn it. I keep doing that.
It's okay because I'm still on here anyway. I'm gonna shout out somebody that I haven't on the podcast. Little different, a little on the indie side, kinda. I want your input on this guy. I want your input on him. You know him, but I don't know where he sits. So I don't know where he sits on for you. His name is Jak Thurmond. Okay. We're gonna play this song called Another Hour. So it's Jak Thurmond. Did I say Jake?
Jack. You said
It's
Jack.
Jak Thurmond. JAKTHURMOND. Jak Thurmond. I'm gonna play the song Another Hour.
A lovely man, by the way.
He's cool.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
cool. So we're gonna play him. If I can. There he is.
Looking for love, but finding no pleasure. Standing in line right behind good measure and looking down at my soul. Been wondering hard, burning bad at decisions. Set a few goals, got lost in the mission. Never been in love, but done a lot of kissing. Baby, say it ain't so. 'Cause in another hour, I'll be done. Pray a higher power will bless me some. How long did it take to get this way? I feel better, but not today. Hung a lot of dreams on the bedroom wall, broke.
There's Jak Thurmond. What can I say? Did I feel like I was in a country concert, or did I feel like I was at Woodstock?
You decide.
You decide. The guy has a weird voice. It's like, are we cowboy? Yee? Or are we, I'm going to go eat shrooms in the forest and make an indie band? Which one are we doing here? What do you think? What do you think he is? Do you know personally what he is?
No, not personally. He is a Facebook friend.
He's just
we went to Facebook together.
yeah. We went to Facebook together.
I do know a lot of the people that are around him who are also like indie stuff. I feel like
Right.
he is more a little indie. Whoa, like Western indie.
Like Western indie? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, it actually is. Did you not know?
Spaghetti indie?
Don't.
Like spaghetti westerns? Come on. Come on. Play on words. That's pretty good. If anybody makes genres, make spaghetti indie a genre, please. See, she moved. She moved. She's fine.
Okay.
She's fine.
I love her.
I love his voice. I love how he plays guitar. And it's like rain near, 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 near. And then and then at the chord.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are you, man? It's great. I love it. I haven't heard anything like it. I haven't heard country and indie combined. And I feel like that's a new thing. I feel like he does it well, honestly.
Yeah. He does a good job.
He does a very good job. Yes, that's what I can
Yes,
do. Okay.
very much immaculate.
I'm glad that we're doing music right now because I'm going to start a new segment in the podcast.
Oh.
It's called, guess what the segment's going to be called? Just guess. Or just
Top fives.
no, we already did top fives. You know that.
I didn't do your top five.
Huh?
I didn't do top five.
No, I said you already know that. We do.
I know.
Top five.
Yeah, I was just basing it off of
Oh.
it. I don't know.
So, a while back, okay, the story starts when I am 12 years old.
Oh, God.
I bought a CD, okay, a Christian metal band CD. And I cannot remember the fucking name of this band. All I know is that there were vultures on the cover, and it was red. I can't even give the lyrics out to a song that they had. All I know was that they're really badass, and they were a Christian rock band. They were a Christian metal band. So, here present day, I found a wiki page that has all of the Christian metal bands ever. And I want to call this segment Christian Corner.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Christian Corner.
Okay.
All right? So that's what we're going to do. I feel like, Christian metal doesn't get a lot of hype. And I found out that, honestly, there are bands out there that are fucking amazing that I have not found. Now, there are bands that I've heard, and there will be bands that you've heard on this list, but there will also be bands on here that maybe has 30 likes on YouTube, and I've found some. So we're going to go from alphabetical order all the way down until this is all over. I don't know when it's going to be over. I just know that this segment is going to be here for a while. I'm going to start from the A's. Personally, me, I'm on the L's, I think. I'm on the L's. But here on the podcast, we're going to start from the A's. And I'm just going to shoot out like 5, and then we're going to go from there. Okay? Because there are bands that I will not shout out, but there are bands that I will shout out. The bands that I do shout out will be the ones that I favored. The bands that I do not shout out will be the ones that are like, you should stay away from these guys. There will be, what are they called? They didn't get number 1, but they're number 2, and we don't really care about them.
Honorary mentions.
Yeah, honorary mentions in the description below when I make this public. So, the first band I want to shout out is Ace Augustine. ACEAUGUSTINE. Ace Augustine. They're really good. Check them out. Advent. ADVENT. Good. A Love for Enemies. ALOVEFORENEMIES. And last but not least, Altars. 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 My favorites from that list right there are Ace Augustine and Altars. Those fucking rock my socks off, and they've been here for like 11 years. Yeah, they're sick. They're sick, especially Altars. Altars is my favorite from those two. But so the A's, there's a lot of A's, and we're gonna go all the way down to the Z's until it's all done. But I just felt like there's a lot of people that talk about metal bands and stuff like that, but they don't talk about the Christian metal bands, and they're just as good, just as great.
Well, if they were Christian metal bands, why aren't there Buddhist metal bands too?
That's true. Honestly, that is true. But you know, what can I say? What can I say?
Except you're welcome.
Did we miss anything today?
I didn't fully know what was all on the agenda today.
Suicide prevention. We should put the suicide hotline on here.
I personally don't like the suicide hotline.
You don't like it?
No. They put you on hold for a long time.
Oh, great. Yeah, put somebody on hold that's committing suicide. Great.
I would like to say, though, that there are other hotlines for, like, trans, anyone in the LGBTQ communities. There's specific hotlines for domestic violence victims. There are hotlines for Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling.
No, but seriously though, like there are other more sensitive hotlines for specific reasons.
For specific things.
Like there's some for specific veterans.
Yeah.
Like I said, trans, domestic violence, sexual abuse. There are a lot of different other hotlines.
Right.
And they are also all equipped for suicides prevention.
Right. So, I think we talked about a lot of stuff. We shout out two musical artists. One artist.
One ghost came to visit us.
One ghost
today.
said what's up today. Last week, there was a lot going on. Today is a lot more chill. Last week, if you watched last week's video, you'll understand. But this week's been pretty chill. Only one ghost said what's up. Nothing crazy. I think we're going to... And like I said, guys, there's going to be a lot of changes in the podcast. A lot of people coming and going and saying what's up. And I might move, we might move places for the podcast. But as of right now, I think this is going to be it. So just let y'all know. I think we can end it off. So we're going to play a 9mm beat. And we're going to throw our shit, okay?
All right.
So... Guys, you know who the fuck it is already. This is the MOSHCAST, episode 13, with LJ and Almighty Sai, but LJ's not here today. My co-host, Bex, a.k.a. Radellaez.
There you go.
Guys, if you want to find the podcast, go on our website, undeniablemisfortune.com. You can find all of our merch on there. You can find the podcast on here. And you can find all our fucking albums on here, which is fire shit. If you found us on if you found the podcast on the website, go to our fucking YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a comment. Okay? It's called MOSHCAST with LJ and Almighty Sai. Bada bing, bada boom. You know who the fuck I am, but you're gonna know anyway. Almighty Sai. You can find me on Instagram. Brack, BRAC_BRAC. Okay? You can find me on Facebook, Braxton Upton, BRAXTON, UPTON, if you want to fucking talk shit on my posts like everybody else fucking does. That's what I gotta say about everybody. Okay? Bex, who the fuck are you?
I'm Bex, XX, Radellaez. Don't add me on Facebook. Don't add me on Instagram.
What's your Twitter?
My Twitter is Dildo Bongins. That's DILDOBONGINS.
And there you have it, guys. I should have put my gain on there, because now I sound way better. But whatever. Next podcast, whatever. That's it, guys. We will see you next week on episode 14, but it won't be on a Friday. I don't know why that fucking matters.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We don't do it here. We don't do that here.
You don't know here?
We do professional. Let me look at the camera. We have to wait until it dies.
My headphones coming off.
It's okay.